The community has a lot of questions about how things are going in Ultra's development and how close or far we are from releasing everything that we've been working on to the public. So let's go through them one by one. Welcome, Nicholas. Welcome, David. Let's have a talk.
Hey, Remy. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
So I wanted to start with game tokenization. What is the current status of development?
Game tokenization starts with dependency, which is related to the new functionality we're adding on the NFT standard. So we're upgrading the metadata structure. And so game tokenization is essentially setting up a token factory first. And once it's set up, it can produce uniques, which represent the ownership of a game. And the new metadata structure will be much easier for a developer and much more powerful for allowing to have each NFT can have its own metadata. And so since we're completing the work of this feature we call the variant system, until we completed that, there's a part of the game tokenization work that needs to wait for that. So that's one part. Then there's another part related to game tokenization, which is an update on the games developer center. So it's basically the part where game developers are setting up their product, decide whether they can be traded, if there are resales, commissions, all of these things. So this will need to be updated. And then the last part is related to your game's inventory, which today looks at a database to know what you own, and with the game tokenization, it will look at the blockchain to know what NFTs you own, and to work then in tandem with the game's DRM, so that if you sell the game doesn't work on your computer anymore. But if you get the token back, the game works again. So this is the kind of work that is being worked on right now.
Right now we have, I think, 750 users that have been added to the platform. Nicholas, how many users are you still aiming to add?
So the goal for the Wave 3 is to reach 1,000 users. So right now we decided to do step-by-step for the Wave 3, which allows us to put some new features, fix the issues with those features, and then get a new batch of users to make sure those features are properly fixed. And so that's where we are right now. So the goal is to add 250 more users in the coming weeks.
What exactly is still being tested if it's not tokenization?
What needs to be fixed and tested is like the DRM. So DRM, we had a lot of work on this because it's a very complex feature. In the first batch, we had some issues to fix, which are fixed, which is great. So which means it's ready to be tokenized. That's the next step for the DRM. So making sure once you own the NFT, you are actually getting access to the game in your library. Fixing bugs is what we've been doing a lot. It's a very big code base, so we always have a bit of bugs to fix. Those are done. The CDN, so the Content Delivery Network, making sure worldwide you can download your game at a pretty quick speed. We tested and it's pretty quick. So that's really great. We managed to have a very good solution there. No issues in this regard. In the future, we will see how we can evolve that further. But today, this actual solution is pretty scalable. Updates to the game build. So you could see, for example, Cards of Eternity are doing regular updates on their games. Automatically, it's updated on everybody's computers. The game can be launched again. What's happening during the time the game is launched, but there is an update occurring. So this whole thing is being tested and it's working really well. Free-to-play games. So we had the chance now to add more and more free-to-play games, whether they're Web 2, Web 3. Right now it's heavy on Web 3, but we're going to be able to add Web 2 games as well. And so far, no issues either. And so, yeah, now we'll be adding soon the last batch so we can do the fresh test. It's very important with a new batch. Things are fixed so they can test from scratch with a new experience and see if those bugs still occur.
And generally, how has the feedback been?
Pretty good. We didn't have much big issues, but there are lots of small tweaks that need to occur. On the developers level as well, we had quite some testing occurred. We don't especially mention that more broadly, but update is one of the features, for example. And so far, so good. The people using the platform or used to use Steam or other platforms are really excited and very happy about what they are seeing. It's very simple. It's intuitive, and so we don't have much fix to do. But overall, everybody's very excited about the platform.
So the next thing that I wanted to cover was Ultra Arena. We recently did some internal tests with the first tournament, and I think that it really went well. You guys want to talk about that a little bit and maybe talk a little bit about what new games we're going to be doing, what new tournaments we're going to be doing in the future?
We learned one thing: don't play against Steve. Don't. It's just wrong.
It's not a good idea. we even thought initially that we might win this tournament, and as soon as we saw that, we're like, okay, that was a big mistake. Like,
That's a wild dream.
Yeah, he's super freaking good. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the platform itself worked really well. One of the thing to keep in mind is that this is going to be a very much a user-facing application, and so for us, the main thing that we got out of this internal testing is clarity. We want to improve clarity. So tournaments are sort of like a very organized event, and there are different phases, and when can you register, when can you create your team, check in, who do you play next, and these are it's a lot of logistics. What server you go in, you need to speak maybe with your opponents and so on, and so that's mostly of the feedback we gathered. In terms of bugs, we have not experienced bugs that were actual bugs that we didn't know in design and so on, but we mostly experienced stuff like, oh, it would be good to have the name bigger because you don't know who's playing, or it would be convenient to see the list of players before the tournament engages. People are subscribing. It would be nice to know what teams are part of the tournament before you join. These kind of things are the kind of feedback that we gathered and that we will use to improve the platform prior to releasing it to the public.
What will be the process for, in the future, new organizers to be onboarded into Ultra Arena?
In terms of the process, so right now we start with close partners. So the very closest partners are us, as we are part of this joint venture. So we test the platform internally, first with Rocket League, then we'll do Counter-Strike, Overwatch, maybe others, so give it a first try. Next step is to go with experienced tournament organizers, so organizations who are already doing a lot of tournaments and who have a great experience. We already work with a few Xbox or others on testing out the platform, so we have direct input from people who are heavy users. Next step will be to go into larger tournaments with big brand partners. Definitely some people you heard about throughout the year as well, working closely with us. And next step is really making it fully available to the public, and that way anybody would be able then to create their own tournaments, and there will be also deeper integration with the entire ecosystem in some very nice way.
The last question that I wanted to ask you guys today was about the Chrome extension. I know that we have released it to developers. They've been using it. It's going great. And I wanted to talk about what the process is going to be going forward. So Chrome extension, where's it going?
Yeah, I'm super excited by the Chrome extension. So right now it's available to developers, on the testnet and on the local testnet. And so it's currently undergoing a security audit before we open it to the mainnet, because mainnet has real assets, so we want to make sure it's safe. So it's going through a very deep and thorough security audit. There might be some feedback updates, some fixes that we need to do. And once this is completed, it will be published on the Google Chrome extension store. And so it will be available once it's released to everybody.
So just to double check, it's going to be downloadable by everyone?
By everybody.
All right, guys. I really appreciated your time. Thanks for coming on to the show. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.